Hello and welcome to Rarely Rad, episode 25. Haley and Isabel are here. Isabel looks like she's about to fall asleep.
No, I'm just rubbing my eyes. The lighting in here is weird, but whatever. So it makes me, yeah, whatever. Anyway.
Isabel moved to a new place and she decided to see how big it was by measuring how many Isabels.
Yeah. I mean, because I was trying to look it up and I was like, okay, I don't know. So then I'm like, I should have laid down and done it because I know my body length. I don't know my width span, arm
I
width.
think your arm's width is supposed to be the same length as your height.
It's not. I looked that up.
Oh, it's not a
For some people it is, but not for everybody.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Also, you know that iPhone has a measuring tool, right?
Yes, I do. Because remember how we found out that it actually worked when we were measuring my dining room table, and I didn't think
trying to sell it.
Yeah, and it was accurate.
Yeah, which is surprising because
because I was like, I don't think this is right. So Austin was like, that seems really off, and I was like, yeah, maybe. And then he measured it.
We were like, it's one in what did we say?
5.7.
Yeah, and then he actually measured it with a measuring tape, right? And we were spot on.
Yeah.
So if anyone needs to measure anything, use the measuring app that we all have on our iPhone. iPhone gave that to us, and just no one knows it actually exists or uses it.
Yeah, I removed it for storage purposes, but you obviously can re-download.
Most people don't have storage issues these days. It's kind of wild to think that iPhones back in the day were like 1 gigabyte, 5 gigabytes, 10 gigabytes.
We pay for storage and still have storage issues.
Now you can't even get the lowest gigabyte iPhone is like 100 and something.
No, I think it's like 68. So I think that's what I have.
God, I can't even imagine. I have like one that's like 250 because
that's why my phone sucks. My phone is so bad.
Maybe one day you'll upgrade.
Yeah, I'm at the point where, because it dies really fast and it's only $100 to get a new battery. And I would do that if my phone was still not lagging by like a good 3 Mississippis.
But that's so accurate.
It's so annoying. But if it wasn't lagging, like I would just replace the battery so it didn't die so fast. But it just sucks.
Yeah, instead you just gotta like travel with a portable charger.
Yeah, which I kind of do. And then
or you just YOLO and hope you can find your way home, which is probably not good now that you're in New York.
Honestly, if I'm at the bar, I'll just ask the bartender to charge my phone.
I have done that, but sometimes they won't. So
I've never had that problem.
Oh, I have.
Maybe that's an issue in Atlanta. That's not an issue in Charlotte.
Yeah, but now you're in New York, so it might be an issue there.
I was gonna say it might be an issue here. Yeah, so we moved to an area called Kips Bay, and it's known for being younger. And like I see people, I mean, the thing is it's New York, so everybody's walking everywhere. So you can't really like recognize where, people are, who people are. Or I'm saying you can't recognize like people's age because like somebody might just be walking their dogs. There's a dog park right by.
I also don't know people's ages at this point.
No, and I don't either, but we were talking to these people at the bar. I could tell that they were younger, but I couldn't really tell how young. And then they told me they were 22, and I was like, we can't be friends. Like, we cannot be friends. Like, you're going to make fun of me for being on Snapchat.
And I have a world record.
Yeah, and so I got the number, but I think that's like as far as we're getting,
It might be a good way to meet other people, but I don't know how many older friends does a 22-year-old have?
Right, a 23-year-old friend. Like, I don't know if I think they like just graduated or something. I don't even know.
They were born after 9/11.
Yeah, Alice was born like a month before, August 5th, 2001.
My sister was born in 2000, so but like obviously she doesn't remember it. I would say I'm the last year of people that can remember 9/11.
Katri remembers it.
Really?
She's 98.
Interesting. Most people I talk to, they don't like. I remember where I was and everything.
Yeah, I remember where I was, where I found out about it. But like everybody else's experience was so different from mine because everybody was like in the United States. Yeah. I was living here. I just remember seeing it on TV and like I'd be like, Mom, why aren't they flying around? because you didn't understand. I didn't understand what was going on, and I also thought America was like a third world country. I didn't know that it was a first world country until I moved here, because all I knew about, because people would be like, oh, America, like the country of Britney Spears, and we're moving to Florida, Britney Spears and Disney, and that's all I knew about the United States. And I was like, they're like, it's really hot. So in my mind, I'm picturing like an African desert because I'm 10 years old. And so that was my whole concept of the United States. And seeing that there were terrorist attacks in the United States, like, made me associate America with almost like the Middle East, you know?
I mean, I always lived in the US, so I can't relate to that. I just remember like 9/11, I was in kindergarten, first grade. I remember being at school. All of a sudden, like the teachers start freaking out, and this is before you even had like TVs in the room, so they had to like wheel in like a TV on a cart, and they like plugs it in, and like the teachers are like watching it and trying to figure out like what do we do. I remember we all had to sit under our desks because like, well, who knows what's happening. And then I just remember getting picked up early from school, being like, hell yeah, not at school anymore.
You know what's so crazy is like school taught us to sit under our desks. If there was a bomb, what the hell is the desk gonna do?
Nothing. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if there's really any threat, is the desk gonna do much? Probably not. But
yeah, no.
I will say, when I moved from Georgia to Florida, and everyone was like, oh my God, you're like moving to the beach, whatever. And I was like, I am about to reinvent myself and be like the hottest bitch now. And then I wasn't. Literally, I sat at the lunch table with like 6 other brand new people to the school.
Jeez.
And we were like major losers. There was nothing cool about us. So yeah, didn't really do a good job reinventing myself there. But then in high school, it's like, I'm going to become better here. And I don't think that ever really happened.
Maybe your 20s or maybe it's your 30s.
Yeah. At this point, it might have to be my 30s because the 20s aren't looking great either.
Yeah, maybe it's the 30s for you.
Oh my God. One of my guy friends, I noticed last week that he follows long-term ex-boyfriend on Instagram. And so I was like, this has to be like a recent follow, because like that's something I would notice. Maybe other people wouldn't. I notice when someone changes their like profile picture on Instagram. I don't know. I'm observant. I notice those things. And so I was like, next time I see this guy friend, I'm going to have to ask him. Like, we all went to go watch the Olympic gold medal game, the men's, on Saturday. And we ran into him in the parking garage. And so in the back of my head, I'm like, I need to ask him this, but I don't want it to be like the first thing I say to him. Like, hey, so how do you know my ex? And so we're walking down to the bar because we're in the parking garage. And he actually brings it up. And he was like, I saw a picture of you with a guy this past week. And I was like, oh, yeah, with Blake. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, did you just meet him? Like, you just followed him? Turns out he actually met him like back in like 2021. And so somehow I just completely missed it. He ended up sending him a Instagram like DM photo, and it's like of me like 2 peace signs up, and he was just like, didn't realize like you two used to date or something. And my current guy friend, he hasn't seen him since the first day they met.
Yeah.
Do you know what long-term ex responds? Ha ha, yep, small world. But the ha ha wasn't just like a ha ha, yep. There was like 12 ha-has.
It's not that funny. Why are you laughing that hard?
It was like a whole line of ha 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 ha. And I was like, what part of this is that funny?
Yeah, like either that is that funny or he's being a dick.
Exactly. I'm like, are you trying to be rude right now?
Like, yeah. There's no in between.
Why is this like, you know, like, I mean, you'll start a text like, haha, like, yeah, we totally did. Whatever, or like even haha, yep, small world. No, but when it was ha 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 ha, yep, small world, I was like, ouch, like just straight to the heart. Like,
yeah, like ouch, maybe next.
I was like, damn. And CJ was like, I'm gonna try and get you guys back together. And I was like, well, what are you responding to that? And he was like, don't worry about it. Let me do my thing now. And I was like, okay, I don't know how I feel about this. With how many ha-has were sent there, not a fan, but okay.
Well, I guess keep us updated on if you guys get back together.
Well, and then there was a boy that just liked me on Hinge, and I like kept looking at his profile, and I was like, I know I recognize this guy. And then I finally realized he goes to P's gym. And I was like, now that is one way to get under P's skin. The guy, I sent him to my friend that also goes to the gym, and she was like, OMG, he's so nice. Like, you should match him and stuff. The issue is he kind of looks like a rat.
Yeah.
He has rat teeth. And so I might match with him just like for shits and gigs. I always can make a guy look better. So maybe I can make him look better than he currently does. But yeah. So that's my dating life update.
Like braces or like Invisalign. I'm a teeth person.
I don't know. I don't know. And he doesn't really meet my height requirement. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I haven't matched him back yet or anything. He's still sitting in the liked section.
I think you should just do it for shits and gigs.
Yeah, YOLO, like for the plot. Who knows? I mean, even my friend that goes to the gym with him, she was like, he might be the one. And I'm like, you never know. You never know. He does go hunting though, and he has like pictures with like dead pigs and shit. And that's like not really my thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll have to weigh the pros and cons. And right now, a pro is same gym as P.
Let's be honest, P still listens to this. Dude, Haley's coming in town next weekend, so hopefully we can remember to do an in-person pod.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going to record that. I guess we could do that like early Saturday morning since we have nothing else going on.
Well, I was going to say potentially Friday. I've been exploring around here, been going to like different bars a little bit, kind of feeling it out. And it's crazy that these bars are the same price as Charlotte, which I don't know if that says more about New York or Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, like how much is like a drink, a cocktail?
Honestly, because they do happy hour here, because we don't have that in the South, or at least in North Carolina.
Yeah, we don't have it here either.
Espresso martini, $9. Steal. Freaking steal. You can't get that in Charlotte. It's like 18.
I might be paying more on rent, but damn, these drinks are cheap.
Yeah, no. I mean, groceries are the same price. I feel like an average cocktail is like anywhere from 16 to 18 here, and I don't even think that's bad because I've definitely kind of paid more before.
That's pretty much what I pay in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I would say overall. Like I got the smallest little cocktail, Wicked Wolf on Saturday for the game. And on the menu, I look and it's like $14. It was like the cheapest cocktail they had. So I was like, okay, perfect. I'll just do that. And then apparently, glad my friend noticed, they add automatic gratuity because all of a sudden I get my thing back and it's like $20. And I was like, what? How did I do this? I got a $14
big
cocktail.
Automatic gratuity. $14 to $20?
Literally, and I know one of it's like an alcohol percentage tax thing. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, we have that here. But yeah, all of a sudden, and I think it was like a 20% gratuity. Yeah. But I was like, glad you noticed that because I was about to damn tip. And this was about to be a $23 drink.
I have stopped tipping on so many things. I don't care. I'm not going to, like, not that I get Starbucks regularly. Either way, I'm not tipping at Starbucks. I'm not tipping at Chipotle. I will tip the waitress and I will tip a bartender. But I also don't feel the need to tip 20% for a bartender if all they did was open a can.
Yep, same. That I will not. No.
Like, I can do that.
I actually could have gone into that fridge and gotten this all on my own if you allowed me.
And it would have been faster if I did it because I had to wait for all these other people, all these Instagram New York hot girls to do it. And I'm not there, you know?
I'm New like York cool girl.
Yeah, I'm a cool kid. I'm not a hot girl. I'm like a 6 in New York. I was like a 10, 11 in Charlotte.
Someone fact check her on this.
Yeah.
I have been watching a lot of TikTok because it's Rush Talk now. And I'm obsessed.
I don't know why you like Rush Talk.
I don't know either. And it's so funny to even look back because, like, yeah, I was in my sorority and I was in my sorority for 4 years. I didn't care ever about joining. Look, we have a special guest.
She just popped in. I don't know where.
And I mean, I didn't hate my sorority, but I wasn't like gung-ho sorority life.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I did live in the house, but even rushing, I didn't care about rushing. The only reason I even rushed is so I could move into a house a week early. I suicided, which means I only put down that I wanted one sorority and one sorority only. So if I didn't get a bid from that one, I wouldn't get a bid at all. I wouldn't join a sorority.
Yeah.
And I never rushed. Like on the other side, as a sorority girl, I did my between my like freshman and sophomore year, I did that 1 year, and then the other two, it was so awful. The other 2 years, I was like, sorry, I can't. I have an internship. Lied, but whatever. I do not care. I'm not doing it. I love watching it though. I don't, and it seems so fun these days. I don't know if these girls are actually having as much as it fun as it seems because it was miserable when I was there, but I love it now.
See, I think it's just the same. They just make it look fun on TikToks. My sister always talked about how much she hated it too.
But like now they like do these like fun dances. Granted, obviously I wouldn't be the one like doing the dance.
Then you're not gonna be the dancer, so
no, I'd be one of the girls in the background like cheering with like the flashlights or something. But like we didn't do that. And now it's like, I don't know, they're so like show your personality these days. Whereas like they made me take out my nose ring.
I remember this one girl, she was telling me that her sorority wouldn't let her post selfies because it would make them look like they don't have friends. And this was back when like selfies were like very common to post, you know, like you're taking it from your own camera. This is like what, 2014, 2015 maybe?
No, I full on believe it. There were so many rules of like things we could or couldn't do. I got kicked out of a bid day 1 year because I didn't help recruit enough. And I was like, I don't really care. I'm here. But I honestly think it's because I had pink hair.
Yeah, probably.
Like, and there's so many mean girls in the sorority that it's like funny to see where their life is now and these days. But yeah, for some reason, I just love Rush Talk. I love all the schools. I like, do you watch any of it?
No, I think they're boring. I skip them.
Oh my God. So Kappa Kappa Gamma at Oklahoma, I think it is. So pre-rush week, there's like Spirit Week where there's themes, and that's like when you're practicing for recruitment.
Yeah.
Kappa Kappa Gamma, I don't know what the hell the theme was. It basically was blue, but it was like pick your outfit like you're on acid. And I've never done acid, so but this is what I imagined. These girls were in the most heinous outfits ever, and it was just like insane. And versus like, I don't know, what is it, Zeta, Alabama, they did like a Masters Day, like the golf tournament, which was super cute theme, but like again, it's like cutesy. No, Kappa, I think it's Oklahoma. They went full balls to the wall, blue, wear the weirdest thing you could possibly ever wear. And it was just cool. I don't know. I'm so into it. But I just the OOTDs, I just love it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I would say I just usually skip past it. Because some of them would be like, this bracelet is from here, $700. And I'm like, what do your parents do? Are they in credit card debt? Like, what's going on?
One of my friends, he sent me a tweet, and it said, it's pretty fucking funny watching sorority chicks go to an out-of-state school for $70K a year, then they become a teacher and then beg for Venmo donations to decorate their classroom.
Like literally, yeah. And it's like,
yeah, that's kind of these rush girls.
I can't imagine being a teacher and having to pay off that college debt.
Yeah, I mean, probably most of them don't, if I'm being honest.
So if you file for bankruptcy, does that college debt like go away?
I don't think so. I don't think that's how that works.
Somebody was like, it's everything. And I was like,
but also being a teacher, you do get like special loans and stuff.
Yeah, and I know benefits are really good. And
yeah, like because I was looking at my college loans trying to figure out why I haven't had to pay, and then we figured that out the other day. And there was this thing like loan forgiveness, teacher something exemption. So there is some sort of loan thing for that. What it is, I don't know, because I'm not a teacher, so it really doesn't apply to me. But I did see that.
Yeah, it's also funny because I feel like the girls that became teachers, I was like, you sucked in high school.
I mean, I think that with so many professions, like I have like friends that I then see that they're like becoming a doctor, and I'm like, oh no, I don't think I'd ever go see you as a doctor. That's kind of scary. I do have like one friend, a good friend from college that became a dentist though. And she's one that like I full on trust. Like if I live near her, I'd go see her as my dentist. But most professions, I'm like, I don't know if I trust you with that.
Yeah, I don't think any of my friends would trust me with their finances. Or like any sort of like financial advice. Granted, I don't do that. But if I was like, yeah, like I'll help you out in like understanding like I understand loans because that's like my job. And that's why I explained to you why your loan wasn't having to, you don't have to pay it. But
even me to think like that I'm now in the fashion industry when like, especially high school, I literally wore like boys lacrosse shorts to school every day.
Yeah.
And like a tie-dye t-shirt. And that was it.
Speaking of, I've been waiting to ask you, what are your fall 2024 predictions?
Of what?
Fashion. Because I've been going on TikToks. I'm like, okay, because like fall here is like in New York is like fall. Like we don't have like what Charlotte has where it's just rainy for a couple days, which like it's probably that here, but like it's like 3 weeks. Like here, New York obviously has like a full-on fall.
I know. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more of the ballet flats, and I'm starting to go around on them, but I think we're going to keep seeing more and more of those. And then I'm seeing, I know this was big last year, but like a lot of the like red accent accessories, I think that's going to be really popular again this year. I think it's going to be a lot of like boots and like short skirts or short.
Yeah, I've kind of been seeing that.
I think trench coats are always in, but I think trench coats will continue to be big. And I even think like I'm seeing a lot more of like the cropped trench coats.
Yeah, I like the Zara had a really cute cropped trench coat, but she sold out real quick.
I think we'll still see cargo pants. I think we'll still see, I don't know, the giant like baggy, like the business casual with the like casual.
Yeah.
Like a lot of suit jackets or like blazers and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that'll all still continue because I just started selling for spring 2025 and we're still selling like more and more blazers and everything. I'm like,
being in New York, I'm wondering if I should just do more like Rent the Runway kind of stuff because the closets here are so small. I'm splitting with somebody and then I don't have to do laundry.
True.
And I mean, so like if you do it month to month, it's like $80 a month. You get 6 pieces of clothing. I mean, $80 is like sometimes what you end up having to spend on like one item. Like not really one, like 2.
I know my brother's wife does it all the time. Like that's pretty much all she buys. Or I guess doesn't buy, but all she does is Rent the Runway. And my brother doesn't understand fashion at all. So like she got like one of her shipments like several months ago was like a like business cargo-y pant. And my brother hated it and was like, oh my God, what are you wearing? And like forbid her from, not forbid, but you know, like was like, please don't wear those around me. And then she just posted a reel for work the other day and it was a vest. And like I love the vest trend. And like it was like her and 4 other girls in their office and they were all wearing a vest. But I responded to it and I was like, how much did Austin hate this vest? And she was like, OMG, he literally like shook his head at me when I opened the vest and then another pair of cargo pants from my Rent the Runway order.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, he just doesn't get it. And she's like, no, he doesn't.
I told Austin, I was like, the way you dress in here, like people in New York want to punch you in the face.
Yeah, well, he
dresses like just like
socks.
What? Yeah, I know.
This is tall black socks.
He just dresses like such a frat kid. And he's like, I have to start dressing like less like this. And I was like, yeah.
It's about time you grow up.
Yeah. And so I don't know. He went to Zara, got a couple stuff. So I was like, okay, we're getting there. Zara's a good start. Like Zara's pretty
he has a long road ahead of him though.
Yeah. Maybe he should do Rent the Runway. When he was interviewing, he was like going in and he went in with like professional attire and like professional shoes. And he was like, I forgot that people in New York pack an extra pair of shoes to walk to the office. Like, I understand why, because I have blisters out the wazoo. Because I went to meet him at Central Park. Like we were going to go to Central Park and walk the dog. And he was like, please bring me a change of clothes, a change of shoes. So I would carry a little bag.
He's like, please help.
Yeah. I saw this TikTok of this little girl. She was she was like 22, 23. And she's like,
so you're friends.
Yeah, so one of my friends. So she was like, I don't understand how people shit their pants. Like, what are you doing? Like, just go to the bathroom. And then somebody stitched it. They're just like, oh, you just wait. You still have time. That's what I worry about when I get older. Like, older. I don't have control of my bowels now. It is going to be rough when I hit, like, 35.
You're going to have to wear diapers.
I know. I'm going to have to be on the pens. I honestly might be like, can you just sew up my butthole?
Nasty. I was thinking about it. Have you seen the new picture of like Justin Bieber walking behind Hailey Bieber, and Justin's in like fluffy slippers?
No.
I think they're like Louis Vuitton, but it's a typical, remember the one that went like really viral last year, where she's in the red dress and he's in like the hoodie,
and yeah.
And like, how sad is it to think Justin Bieber was so hot his whole life, and then Hailey Bieber finally got like the guy that everyone was like had their little crush on. She finally got him, and then he just started looking homeless.
You know what? It's crazy that you bring him up, because this morning it was like a Twitter thread on Justin Bieber and like how he turned like different. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And basically they were like showing him, when he was young, he was so cute, had like the little Bieber flow.
Yeah.
And so they were basically, it started with that. They're like, he was bullied so much by the media for his appearance, because people would call him a her. They'd say he was actually a girl, like all this. You know how it was back then.
Yeah.
And then he started kind of turning like a little edgier, and then people were like, now you just look like a poser. Like, you just look like. Then people started hating him for like looking edgier, and then he got like depressed, and people were like, oh, it's just an act. It's just an act. And basically they're like blaming the paparazzi for like his change in persona, I guess. Because remember, he was like sitting in that tree for like a few days at one point. It was like really weird. Yeah.
No, I don't remember that at all. He was in a tree?
Yeah, he was just like chilling in a tree for a while. I saw a picture of it. I think it was like multiple days. I could be wrong about that, but I remember we were like, what's going on? And
yeah. Oh, here's the photo. Okay. Look at, and like obviously Hailey's pregnant.
Yeah.
Stunning. Look at.
Oh, he looks like a little old lady he looks like me when I'm taking out the dog. Dude, that's like me when I'm taking out the dog.
No, he like full on kind of like, not that he was ever hot, but like Adam Sandler mode.
I hate Adam Sandler.
Oh, I love Adam Sandler. I think he's funny. But like he full on like went from dressing well to like Adam Sandler mode.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
Don't care what I look like.
So I saw this thing that was like actors that everybody loves, and I realized I hated like 3 of them. And it's like Jim Carrey. I hate Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah, I don't find him funny at all. I find him so annoying. His face is
and his theatrics, it reminds me of Theater Kid.
Yeah, no, everything about his face, it's just like, I hate it.
I hate Adam Sandler. And then there was another one that I didn't really like. I don't hate him, but I don't really like him. Jack Black. He annoys me for some reason. I don't dislike him. It's like I want to like him, but I'm like,
he's just mid to me.
Yeah, he's like,
I don't really have an opinion. I want to be like, oh, he's in that movie. I need to go see it.
Yeah, no, exactly. And people are like, he's one of the most beloved actors. I was like, is he? Because like, I don't know.
No. I will say one that I love is Will Ferrell. And I feel like people either love or hate him. But like, if he's in a movie, it is a movie where I'm like, ooh, I'd like to see that.
I love Will Ferrell. I love Steve Carell.
Yeah, I like Zac Efron.
Yeah, we all do. But he got like weird surgery and like doesn't look that great.
Yeah, his face is a little fucked up right now.
It's almost like you put in, speaking of, you almost put in too much filler. Have you seen all that stuff about
pillow face?
Yeah, the migration of the filler.
Yeah, and did you see TikTok news? So I don't really know how real this is. Yeah. Because when they first were putting in filler, they thought it was just dissolving and going away. They've now learned that it doesn't dissolve; it just moves.
Yeah,
and it apparently multiplies.
Oh, I didn't know it multiplied. I know it like it doesn't dissolve, it just migrates.
Yeah, again, TikTok news, so didn't really do much research on this. But yeah, like they were talking about this one person, I want to say they did like 11 syringe worth
That's
of,
a lot.
okay, maybe I'm wrong with the numbers, but they did say 11, and then they then did another scan of their face and head or whatever, and they then had like, I want to say like 38 syringe worths.
That's insane. It's kind of scary to think about people like Kendall and Kylie Jenner who got it at such a young age. Like, what's gonna happen to them? How old are they now?
Like literally, Kylie's face looks the way it does now.
Kylie's like what, 24, 25? Maybe older. I think she's 26. Either way, she's young.
Also, she's 27. Something else that we learned this weekend, because we watched again the basketball game for the men's. Do you know how old LeBron James is?
No, but I'm assuming in his 40s.
That's what I guessed too. I was like, because he like his beard right now, it's like pretty gray. One of our friends was like, damn, like he's getting old. He has to retire soon. And I was like, well, he'll probably retire after this year. He wanted to play a year with Bronny, his older son. And then everyone kind of expects after this for him to retire, even though he's still playing well, but whatever. He doesn't really need to play for money or anything anymore. And he is only 39.
I guess it's just because he's been playing for as long as I can even remember. I almost wanted to say 50, but I was like, no, like that doesn't make sense, like athletically. But like,
yeah, well, and that's what I told her. I was like, no, he just entered into the league so young that he's been playing in the NBA forever. But I was like, I think he's really, I think he's 40, but yeah, 39. He'll turn 40 this year in December.
He also plays football.
That made me think for a second, and I was like, what the hell is she talking about? And then I recalled that you are discussing Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I thought LeBron, for all of you who didn't listen. I thought when I had L. Jackson playing and I was at dinner with Austin, I was like, oh, LeBron is doing really well on my team. And he was like, LeBron? Really? There's only one LeBron. I'm like, yeah, he's playing right now. Like,
he just threw a touchdown.
Yeah.
Oh, what a fool.
I didn't realize that I hadn't even told you about this until this afternoon, that when I was in Utah for work, we're in the office, whatever, there's this, like, I don't really know what his official title is. I don't know if he's officially of, like, the C-suite or not, but he's, like, might as well be. And so my boss was, like, talking to him, and I, like, joked around with, like, my boss and my coworker that I had, like, a crush on him. But, like, I mean, it wasn't a joke. It's, like, for real. He's, like, such a daddy. He's so hot. And so I do.
How old is he?
I don't know. He's about to retire in, like, 4 years. Like,
so, like, mid-50s?
Maybe. Like, he looks like he's, like, mid-50s. But my thought was, like, if he's retiring, like, I don't know. So that's going to be, like, hit or miss. His wife is retired, and he owns a home in Puerto Rico as well. So he's rich.
And he has a wife.
Yeah, he has a wife, but next. Anyway. We were talking, and I do this a lot. I have no sense of timing. Like, I'll be like, oh, this was, like, an hour ago. And they'll be like, this was literally 7 minutes ago. And I'm like, what? So, like, I don't know what it is. I have no sense of timing. So I thought he had, like, walked away, been gone for, like, a good 20, 30 feet. This man was 2 feet away from me. I didn't even know. And, like, I only speak in one voice. It doesn't go louder. It doesn't go more quiet. This is the level it goes at. And I was just like, he's kind of hot. I think him and I are in love. And he just, like, completely heard it. And I just, like, they started, like, my boss and my coworker started laughing. And I was like, what? They're like, he 100% hurt you. I was like, no. He was, like, 10, 20 feet away. And they're like, dude, he was, like, inches from you. And I was like, oh. And then I'm, like, embarrassed. I'm obviously just, like, a girl in the world. But then I had to, like, go up to the second story, because it's a 2-story building. And, like, I was working with my coworkers, and his office was right there. And we made eye contact for way too long. And he did, like, that. And I was like, oh, he did here. Like, I was like, trying to come in.
He just nodded at me.
He did, like, that. And I was like
that little stop nod.
Like, a little, like, hey, I see you. And I, like, kept typing. I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing.
And you know you didn't play it cool at all.
The least cool thing I've ever done. My face is bright red. I start sweating. My coworker, who I'm having to like sit at her desk, this is like my first time officially meeting her in person. She's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm just going through menopause." Because I was literally hot flash. She's like 50 something, has like definitely already gone through menopause. We're like going through it right now. And she was like laughing, and I was like, she's like, "Are you okay?" And then I explained the situation, and she just like laughed. And then he came over and started like talking, but it was to the lady behind me. But it was like he came up and asked her a question that like even I knew the answer to, so I know he was just trying to get my attention. I was like, and then because like I was kind of friends with her too, so I was like, oh my god, this happened. And like I texted my coworker that I was with when I like called him hot, and he called me, and she was like, I have to go. She like ran upstairs. She's like, I need to be part of this. But today we interacted. We actually spoke for the
first time since this trip.
Yes. I don't even really know if he knows who I am. Like he'll be on some of my calls sometimes, but we never have any reason to talk. Like he's so much higher up than me that like there's like I don't even really know if he knows who I am. Now
you're the girl that called him hot.
Yeah, he like that like made his entire day. Like so anyway, we talked today for the first time. He didn't respond for like an hour and a half, so I think he was playing hard to get, but but yeah.
Will he come to next? Is it this week that you have a site
No,
visit?
I wish. It's this week, Thursday.
Okay. But he won't be coming to it.
No, he's too high up for that. Like he's like really high up there.
So the only time you'd ever see him again is if you go to Utah again.
Yeah, unless he like decided to come to New York when we're having like a New York meeting, like our internal team.
Maybe you should invite him.
Dude, my friend put me in a group chat with him once, like after we left the office, and she was like, "Great to meet you," in a group chat with me, and he just thumbs up it. He just liked it. I was like, "This is embarrassing." And I was
Would
like,
love to see you again.
Yeah, winky face heart, Ellie. But yeah, dude. Speaking of organizing dinners for people, I don't want to do it anymore. People are complaining all the time.
What are they complaining about?
So they want to make this a 2-day thing. I don't want to. It's not that I care that it would be 2 days. It doesn't make sense for it to be 2 days when we can fit it into 1 day. It doesn't make sense to do 2 hours one day when we have to rent out a whole room and then 4 hours the next day. Makes zero sense when everybody's flying home on the Friday. So I'm like, let's just try to squeeze as much in on the first day. Anything else will go on the second day. This girl, most people are flying in from Utah. This one girl that is on the East Coast. I have it starting at 9 a.m. That's not like early, really. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's fine for work.
Yeah.
She's complaining. And I'm like, you realize these people are getting up 2 hours earlier than you. Like, they're starting at their time, 7 a.m. So it's going from 9 to 5, standard work hours with a lunch break. And then I have happy hour booked for 5:30 because and she's complaining. She's like, well, when do I get to go back to the hotel and change? Why would you go back to the hotel and change? Like, we're 8-minute walk from.
The hot guy's not even going to be here.
He's not even going to be here. Like, it's embarrassing for you. Like, if I'm not going back to change and he was going to, like, you know what I mean? And it's just like complaining and cool. Yeah, like, God. And it's like, they're like, well, what did you order? Because I ordered some appetizers to be there when we get there. So, like, I'm hungry. Well, what did you order? Well, and I did, like, a couple flatbreads and, like, a charcuterie board. Well, what if I'm not really big into flatbreads? Then order your own fucking shit, dude. Like,
the audacity.
I'm like, I think the second youngest person at the company. Everybody else is older than me, which is fine. But like you're like in your 40s and complaining to me about food. If I'd be one thing if it was like, oh, I have an allergy to this. Okay, yeah, I understand. Like we can still order food there. Like I've made that abundantly clear. But like, I don't want this, I don't want that. Then don't fucking eat it. You're a grown ass woman. Don't fucking eat it.
Just get something else when we're there.
And it's free. So, like, why are you bitching? Well, I don't want to go there in my work clothes. Well, how the fuck else are you going to go there? Because it's a rooftop bar, so it's not like you can show up in leggings, and you're already going to work in jeans. And bring a change
Yeah,
of
what-
shirt if you're feeling like hot or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, what else are you gonna? And you're still with coworkers, so it's not like you're gonna wear a slutty little dress.
Yeah.
You're also 40 something, so you shouldn't be wearing a slutty little dress.
Yeah. Cover that shit up, bitch.
It's sagging.
It's just like, I don't understand people who are like that.
Just be grateful.
Like, let's just be grateful. And she's like, well, I booked a hotel. This is the other thing. This person lives in New York. I booked a hotel till Saturday. Why? Why?
But yet you also only want to work like an hour a day.
Right. And she was like, well, we're staying till Friday, but I booked it till Saturday in case Saturday goes over. I'm like, you realize everybody else is flying home on Friday? That does, and like, I live here. I was like, I have no problem making this a 2-day thing if it needs to be a 2-day thing, but spending money on more transportation for people to get over there, and then spending money on renting a room, and then you're booking till freaking Saturday.
Also, who doesn't want to just get shit over with?
I don't get that
Why
either.
do you want to do this for 2 days? Even if both days were 4 hours, I'd rather want to crank it out on one long day than have like 2 semi short days.
Yeah.
Just get
And
it over with.
All of our other site visits have only lasted from 9 to 3, even though they're booked till 5. Why is this one going to be 2 friggin' days? I can understand if there's like an FDIC reason. I get that. But you're not giving me any other reason other than the fact that you don't want to go on the first day. That doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't get it. I don't get
She
people.
must have a different MO.
Yeah, that's what I was like, you booked the hotel till Saturday. She's also one of those people, she's like, it's my birthday month. I don't want to do it this month. I'm like, it's your birthday month and you're fucking 40? Like, I understand you're turning 40, you want to do something. Take off. I respect it. Your birthday month? And we can't
really
like,
a whole month.
fly.
No. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I don't even understand people. After you turn 30, you don't get to celebrate your birthday every year.
40? All the 10s.
Yeah. 40,
I get it.
Great. Even like, I don't know, 39, maybe do something. It's sad your 30s are over. But
closing years, we can celebrate the closing years.
Yeah. But like 31 through 38, don't talk to me about this.
35, I can be like, let's do like a nicer dinner with the squad.
I get it.
32 and a half.
I also understand like a birthday dinner. There's a cap of people. I almost want to put that cap around 6.
Yeah, we don't need your extra friends that you met at the bar 7 months ago that isn't really your friend.
No. Once a dinner gets past 8 people, this is now going to be a shit show because we're going to have one bill.
Yeah.
And who's paying for it? Especially if we're at a restaurant. Now, it's one thing if like, I don't know, like you've seen like the hibachi nights or whatever. But if you're out at a restaurant and you are sitting down and it's like everyone's ordering meals, everyone's ordering drinks. It's not like, I don't know, tapas style or something where everything's getting shared and it's just going to all be split down the middle. When like these people have a bottle of wine and these people have 3 cocktails and then no, because someone is now getting stuck with this bill and someone's going to have to figure out who gets what and who's paying for what. No, I'm not enjoying this. This is also a restaurant that is probably way more expensive than it should be. I don't even like the food I'm getting.
I think the cap is 10, and I'm saying 10 people because I think 10 is high, but I'm giving excuses for couples.
I could see that. But even I think that's a little far.
I think 10 is a lot at that because also like
if you're celebrating 31, 32, 33, no.
Do you know what? If you're doing that, just grab multiple dinners with different people.
Exactly. Go have a happy hour pregame. Do something. I mean, at that point, you should probably like have a nice enough place to host people. Host something.
Well, not me.
Your place.
I'm not gonna buy anytime soon.
Your place fits about 4 people right now.
Yeah, it's like us, Austin, and I, and the dog, and we're like, that's enough.
This is getting a bit crowded.
It is definitely. No, honestly, it's super cute. I love it. I'm just like, this is somebody was saying, she's like, well, you're not gonna be able to host guests or people to stay here. But I was like, if people are wanting to stay at my place, they already know the situation. It's not like
you could have 2 guests.
We could do an air mattress in the living, or like I'll get like something.
Yeah, I think you could have 2 guests.
Like if like LB was saying, she's like, oh, we are not gonna be able to host really because we were on the not debate, but we were discussing like 1 bedroom with a washer and dryer or 2 without washer and dryer. She's like, well, you're not going to really be able to host guests in a 1 bedroom. And I was like, I get that, but also like I can host like if they really want to stay here, but then they know they're not going in thinking that they're getting a bed. They're going in knowing that it's an air mattress situation. It's not like they come in and they're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I agree.
And you're doing it for the free hotel. You're not doing it because you're expecting like breakfast in the morning. Like you're saving yourself $1,000.
Well, you're also in like New York City. It'd be kind of weird if you were like in Waxhaw.
Right.
So I'm like Oviedo. Then I'd be like, don't want to spend this on an air mattress. But like you're in New York City. It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm in prime spot. You save a lot of money staying on my air mattress.
Yeah, exactly. You can fit about 2 people in there.
Yeah, I mean, I just have to move this little thing. Honestly, it's 2 extra people. I mean, 3 if you want to split. I could get like a king size air mattress and go all out. But
and everyone's gonna have to spoon.
Oh wow, actually 2, and then the couch is actually kind of comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can host.
Yeah. And so all in all, Isabel's now hosting.
And I have a washer and dryer. So
and then we can have a sleepover.
Yeah, exactly. Sleepovers. Bring back sleepovers 2024.
I know. I would love to have sleepovers. Except so many people are so like, I want to sleep in my own bed. And I just don't really get that.
I get it to an extent. Like when we were leaving Charlotte, our lease was up and we were staying with our friend. And we were just having so much fun, like making breakfast in the morning, and then we're like watching a show together at night. And
yeah.
It was like so like
fun. Pizza.
Yeah. It was like vibe.
McDonald's nuggets.
40 pieces of McDonald's. Yeah, I did. And it was just like such a vibe. And then we're staying with her again when we go down in September. And it's like easy because we only had 1 car. So it was nice because she let us use her car too. I don't know. The vibe was cool. And she lives like right by these cute little bars. So we just like walked over there, walked back.
Yeah, I think it would be fun to have like an adult sleepover. You do maybe an activity, you can watch a movie, you make popcorn. Yeah. You just hang out and then you stay up way too late. You drink now probably too much wine. You all just kind of like pass out. And yeah, in the morning, get up, you make breakfast, and they're just like, all right, that was fun.
Yeah. And then we kind of just like got back to work and it's just like chilling, like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah, I want to do one. But again, especially these days, I have so many friends that now have pets. And so I feel like they'd be like, oh, well, I got to go take my dog out. And so I'm be like, well, forget the dog. But yeah,
she was cool with us having, because she's not like, she likes dogs and everything, but she doesn't let pets be at her place, understandably. Like, I get that.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. And especially my dog Shed, so I like feel like I don't want to be an inconvenience, but she's like, your dog is the only one because she's a good girl. I'm like, thank you.
She is a good girl. She's not all there in the head, but
it's definitely a twit.
I definitely think that's why she's a good girl, though, because she's just like in La La Land.
Yeah.
You guys are definitely related.
Yeah, everybody's like, oh my God, she's like just like you. And I was like, dude, have you talked to this little pup? She's such a twit. Like,
like she doesn't even know how to sit. You tell her she's a good girl and she's just like, yeah.
She struggles with sitting. Her legs just like slide away.
She can't jump on a bed.
Yeah, she doesn't like heights. She doesn't like to jump on and off beds unless there's like a rug. I think it's because she slides.
Our dogs are little and they're that way. Like when I watched my parents' dogs for a while, I put out my yoga mats in both my bedrooms so that they felt more comfortable jumping up, because then they had like a little bit more traction than the hardwood floors.
Yeah.
So I would say that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Oh, shit. So I've never used a gas stove before. Actually, I can't figure out how to use the gas oven for shit.
Have you requested like them? Have you told them?
Yeah, and they were like giving me these instructions, and I was like, no. And then I YouTube them, they're like, just light it. I was like, yeah, let me just set a flame to it and blow up the whole apartment. Like that's absolute no, because if there's anyone's gonna blow up the apartment, it's gonna be me. And then even with the stove, it's like kind of finicky because I was like boiling some water for pasta, and I turned it, and I was like, it smells like gas in here, and it didn't ignite. Like you have
to wait. You got to push it in usually, and then turn it a little bit and wait for it to click, click, click. Then it'll come on, and then you turn it.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to that.
And I'd say gas cooks like at a different temperature than an electric stove too.
I'm starting to think I maybe like gas stoves more. You have more
Most people
control
do.
of the heat.
Mm-hmm. Most people
And
do. That's why like nice houses have gas.
yeah, I mean, Mag's house has one. And we were both like, it just makes me nervous because there's like an actual flame. Like something goes wrong, like everything goes wrong.
Yeah, pretty much my whole life I grew up with a gas stove, but ever since I've been trying to adult, not well, but trying, I think I've had electric stoves.
Yeah, I think I've always had electric stoves my entire life. So, and it's like the glass top, but the thing with those is like when the water boils over, like you've got like 2 seconds to clean that up, and the thing is you can't because you'll burn your entire hand off. Because otherwise it gets like that ring.
Yeah, there's cleaners to remove the rings and stuff too,
Yeah,
though.
but then it's like more things you gotta do.
Yeah,
Like,
I just ignore mine.
no, literally in my apartment, I was like, whatever. It sounds like another day problem. I don't live here. Like, I don't buy this place. If I owned it, I'd probably take a little bit more care of it. But
I mean, I try to keep mine clean, but in the end of the day, it's not something that like super bothers me. And how often do I cook anyway? I don't really care.
yeah, actually, oh, dude, our apartment complex emailed us and they're like, hey, you owe a little bit of money. And I'm like, no, I don't think so.
For what?
I don't know. They're like, we sent you a bill on the 2nd. I was like, no, you didn't. And they're like, no, we did. And I'm like, I checked my email. Austin checked our email. His email.
And you haven't heard from them since?
Though they emailed us or they sent us Austin a text today letting us know that they sent us one. So we found out about this bill today and they're like, well, they won't tell us how much we owe. It could be like $25, but it could also be a lot. And I'm like, I just want these expenses everywhere because then we have the electric bill from Charlotte coming in too. And for some reason, that's really well, I guess because it's summer, so it goes up.
Yeah, I saw something that like the average electric bill this year is like I want to say it was like $400 something.
At least I'm below the average. Ours was like $290.
Yeah, it was high. My coworkers was like $370, I think she said. And I remember the average being higher than what she told me hers was. And I was like, what the hell? Like, granted, I keep my place like really warm. That's so much money. That's like more than a car payment.
It's more than my car payment. Yeah. And I would keep my air off a lot. Like so I was like, how did it even get this high? And we only have to pay ours once every 2 months for some reason.
That is weird.
So it's a $600 bill almost. I mean, we split it in half, so it's not me paying $600, but still.
No, that's insane. That's wild.
Yeah, Austin's covering the electric bill because I've been a diligent girlfriend, so I was like, electric bill's on you. And he's like, no, fine, fair, I don't care. I'm like, great. But then we're gonna have to split whatever the rent thing is.
Whatever that is, because apparently they won't even tell us.
If it's $25, I'll just do the $25. Like I'm not gonna be like Venmo request for $25. Or vice versa, if he gets it, like he's not gonna Venmo because it's $25. But if it's
the life of adulting.
Yeah, over it. And now something smells in my sink, so I'm trying to fucking figure that out.
So on this note, Isabel's gonna have to go get some Drano or something.
Yeah, I don't know how to work
because it smells like she shit her pants.
Yeah, apparently Austin was like, it smells awful in here. And I'm like, dude, I think it's the sink because I cleaned it because I was like, oh, the smell's gone.
Nope. The sad thing is if you were like, yeah, I shit my pants a little while ago, we'd be like, oh, again.
No, when I did that on Saturday, I like put it in the washing machine, but I had ran the washing machine yet because I was like, and he's like, it fucking stinks in here. I was like, yeah, I just shit myself.
Oh, life is hard out here. And on that note, we gotta get off. Bye, y'all. We'll talk to you next week.